bay coming after me. Oh, get ready for the war. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming after me. Get ready for the war. They're coming now, and they're right outside the door. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door.
Hi. Welcome to Fleeting Hope. Chaos as always. I almost missed this transition. But we've got just about everybody
We're
here.
back. We're so
Yeah.
Hold on.
We've got people here that haven't been here in a while.
We're so back.
Yeah.
May we never lose again.
Yeah, we got a couple faces that have been away from the table for a little while. But before we get into our voyages on the high seas, go through some announcements.
Yes, oh, me? Alright. Welcome back, everyone. Been a while. If you want to stay up to... Are we laughing? No.
That's so
Anyways, if you want to stay up to date on when we're streaming, when we're not streaming, kind of like when we took this little break here, you can follow our Twitter or our Discord. Join our Discord to get those updates and stuff. And speaking of, where could you find that? Our Beacons link. It'll be scrolling through chat or down in the description below the stream or video whenever you're watching this.
What?
Nothing. Don't mind me. Continue.
Okay.
I was like, whoa.
Sorry, we have a rule at the table and some people were breaking it.
We all lost track of time. It's okay.
That's
No, I wasn't breaking it because it wasn't in my mouth.
Hey!
That's what she said.
Anyways, so that's the type of stream you're in for. So, speaking of the type of stream you're in for, if you would like to sponsor this type of stream, we have an open sponsor space. So you can snail mail, email, smoke signal, DM, whatever. However you like to communicate. We'll even take old-fashioned mail. Send us a postcard to unknown address. You can do it. I believe in you.
Our carrier pigeon's down. You have to wait a couple weeks
Yeah.
for that. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you can do it. I believe in you. Anyways, so if you'd like to sponsor us, let us know through whatever means necessary, and we would love to do little scripts, little skits, or just random spiels like this about your service or product.
All right.
Ta-da! I think I got everything.
Hell yeah. Well, with that out of the way, catch up those who haven't been here for a little while. With a little bit of a recap. So, Damaged and Defective, you all, after finally going to one of the few locations you had learned about that were owned previously by Jameson, you immediately were transported to Whitestone to share information. Then you teleported, gained a new companion, Zelfra, a member of the Cobalt Soul, who then teleported you all to Amon, where you met the Dottie family. Had a somewhat tense but altogether fun lunch interaction with them. Then offloaded your pets to them and took off for Westrun. Teleported towards Westrun. Aurora had left us in Amon. So down a party member, you all traveled to Westrun. There, you did final stock-ups of what you needed, whether it be horses and carts or other goods.
Sorry, he rolled in my dice tray, and you know how he consecutively rolled high? He just rolled like 6 times in my dice tray, and all of them were below 12. I think
It's your dice tray!
it is!
Holy
We
shit!
figured it out, chat.
We figured it out.
Yeah, it's your dice tray. So 17.
Anyways, so after acquiring some gear, you all head off down the Silvercut roadway. There, met with passed by some soldiers, some odd traveling merchants, saw some refugees fleeing the war, met back up with an old friend who fell from the heavens, quite literally, and then eventually made your way into Stilben. A quick yet intense interaction with a past familiar face was thwarted by new friends, Rowan and Shadea. They got you all into the city, gave you some intel as to why people want your head
Yay.
a little bit more. Some of you were given promotions, higher status within your organizations. Some of you were given trauma.
Yeah.
As
This is a
Kaylin,
promotion and damage and defectives idea.
I mean, it's, honestly,
In a way.
it's character development. But you all eventually made your way to the docks in Stilben, chose to board the oldest looking ship in the docks, only to find out that this ship is heading exactly where you are. With some quick deception out of the way, you all gave some fake names on the spot, some of them very different from normal names. But the people aboard the ship none the wiser. You're all given room and board, or rooms, essentially, and watched as 24 other people boarded this ship. Some of them somewhat familiar faces that you had seen traveling on the road on your way here, who you previously thought were refugees fleeing the war, but instead were people fleeing Taldore. As the ship sailed off onto the horizon, standing on the docks, staring at you all as y'all sailed away, was Leviathan, flanked by 2 unknown individuals with a giant smile on his
The
face.
traitor of our party.
With gasp.
A bitch.
And we're gonna go ahead and pick up just into travel, unless there's anything y'all wish to do in the moments after leaving Stilben. Y'all have essentially half a day still before.
Come on, right?
Yeah.
You're not currently here. Unfortunately.
You're gone.
You're in the void.
But we'll figure out where Aurora is in a little bit. So nothing anyone wants to do?
No.
Cool. So then we're gonna go right into travel. One of you wanna roll for this block of travel?
If I may.
Yeah. So you're gonna roll chonky.
Oh!
We're gonna roll the chonk here.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna just do this up for this way. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Roll the chonk.
The orange chonk. The orange chonk knows all. Ooh, toss
Again,
it like a
okay.
salad. I like it. It's crooked.
Oh!
No, it was cocked.
I was gonna say that was
It
cocked.
cocked.
That was cocked.
It was cocked. It was cocked.
That's not cocked.
17.
My heart's dropped.
17. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Cool.
I don't like how that's perfect. I
So-
like it.
I don't like where this is going.
Y'all set off. That first evening, y'all are mingling around with the other people who had boarded the ship. Spreading y'all's fake names so that people don't get any ideas as to what y'all's real names might be. I'll say, let's just get a group deception check out of the way. And we'll do one for every block of travel
Okay.
to maintain y'all's cover.
I don't like this.
So,
Wait, what are we doing? Sorry.
Roll deception.
yeah, so all of you but Aurora.
I got double
I got it.
proficiency in deception. Oh.
And I'm going to roll for Zelfra and Tirgrim.
Nice.
They both rolled a 4 on the die.
Damn. I don't think you should roll for them anymore. Yeah, it's okay. We can leave it.
Throw him overboard.
Well,
No.
let's see stats. Let's see if it's any better. So Zelfra. Zelfra is this flat 4.
Nice.
Teargrim.
No beans.
Teargrim has a +7.
Okay.
So
it's
Teargrim
11.
has an 11.
Okay.
Cool. Huxley.
24.
Helen.
13.
Kaylin.
30, 20.
22.
Okay. The median, the average is a lot higher than you might think. In that, yeah, that averages out high enough. So I'll say nobody is suspicious of you.
Yay.
At least not that you can tell. Everyone seems to be friendly. The weather in this block of travel, it's gorgeous. It's sunny. It's not super hot as it is transitioning towards fall now. So there's a little bit of a chill on the wind, but not too bad. You're able to throw on a light layer if necessary if you're up on the main decks. But you have, I believe in this block is 4 days. Yeah, 4 days in this block. So is there anything that your characters are wishing to do in those 4 days?
Try fishing.
Okay.
I want to talk to some of the like other guys.
Okay.
Oh yeah, maybe I should get.
I want to learn how to ship.
You want to learn how to ship. Okay.
No, I still want to go fishing.
Oh,
Yeah.
It
It's exactly what I think it is.
Teach me how to pop a squat.
Kaylin?
The same. I want to learn how to work on
How to pop a
shit.
squat.
Okay.
I do shit.
All right. Well, let's start with Huxley. Do you have any fishing gear?
Great question.
Just first question. Do you have fishing tools?
Let me double check everything. Okay.
If not, how are you going to fish?
I got some sticks and some string, and I have rope.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to like cobble together a makeshift fishing rod?
Yeah, I just don't have the so just.
Okay, I'll
An
say
acidic slime is gonna try to use organic pieces to make a fishing pole. This will go great.
roll me. I'll say just a survival check.
Okay.
This is to see
Awesome.
how good of a fishing pole you can make.
Guidance.
Okay.
First.
And question: do you have the Druidcraft cantrip?
I think I do.
Perchance.
Wait, what was it?
Druidcraft?
Cantrip.
No, I don't actually.
You don't. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah,
Curse.
so guidance.
Curse.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so 17, 1, 2, 3 plus 5. 25.
I can't win.
Wait,
So
you were cursing me? I thought you were taking it away.
Gross.
Aw.
I'll say
Aw.
Belwyn and Zelfra probably. Zelwyn and Belfra probably notice. The rest of you probably notice out of the corner of your eye, give a curious look, and then go back to your business. But you two definitely like pay a little bit of attention as you see Huxley just like pulling out of his bag of holding some sticks, some string, some rope.
No, I have the whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a portable hole. So you see him lay out his portable hole. Everybody sees you. It's a big thing, and he just jumps into it, and then comes back out carrying like a bundle of sticks and some rope and some string. And then he sits there for maybe a solid 15 minutes, max, putting shit together until eventually he has a deep sea fishing pole. Just a handmade deep sea fishing pole. You can just mark in your inventory that you have a bespoke deep sea fishing pole. BE spoke fishing pole.
Okay.
Cool. So you have a fishing pole.
Awesome.
I'll say go ahead and give me another survival check for your fishing, and I'll come back to you.
Guidance.
Zem, you're talking to other passengers. Is there any particular information you're attempting to garner?
I just want to covertly try to attain why they're going to Avonis,
Okay.
but like act like I'm excited to go to. Be like, what are you most excited for?
Okay.
And, like stuff like that.
I'll say go ahead and give me. You're not being disingenuine with them. Like, you're not straight up lying. So I'll say it'll be a. You know what? I'll let you choose. Persuasion or deception. You don't have to let me know which.
Okay. There's definitely a winner. 19.
19. Okay. So you go around and start asking people some questions. You see a older elven woman, we'll say, in these like not like high class clothes, but like definitely a little bit higher quality.
Yeah.
You can see as you approach, she's kind of just like taking in the sight of being on the sea and whatnot. She's definitely got some wrinkles, which tells you that she is very old for an elf. You can also see on her hands, on her fingertips, what look like minor bits of like scarring and whatnot. I'll say make an intelligence check.
Switching dice. That is not better. It's gonna be a 10.
10. It's not hard for you to recognize these. You've seen similar scarring on the fingertips from Daenerys. This is like thread needleworking. This is just
Like from
wounds of work.
Yeah. Okay.
She definitely seems like somebody who should be wearing a thimble but chooses not to.
Okay.
Like she stabs herself a lot.
Okay.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Like it's more callous than scar.
Yeah, it's like at this point you can tell it's like it's stabbed at it enough that it would take a little bit for it to actually penetrate.
Okay, cool.
But you approach and she's just kind of like sitting, hands on the railing of the ship, taking in the sight of the sea and the continent as it leaves view. And she's just minding her own business. You walk up.
Zem's just gonna walk up and kind of sit for a minute and enjoy the view too, and then just
See if she takes note.
Okay.
That's cocked. She doesn't see anything. She is entranced.
I'm gonna just kind of like do like a little sigh, and then look at her and go, "It's sure beautiful out here."
It's very different from home.
Where's home for you, friend?
Just north of Westrun, tucked away in the Bramblewood Forest, and she looks over towards you and well, aren't you just a gorgeous sight for eyes?
Thank you. I'm just so excited. I hope, I can find a suitor in a bonus.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of them waiting.
I've had no luck here.
Well,
They really gave me ambiance for the trip.
That was the captain who down.
she responds, she kind of like, she's got this perpetual smile on her, like a grandmother's smile. And she looks at you and, the city we're going to, it's built on the foundations of seizing your own destiny. And if your destiny is to find your suitor there, then may you seize it.
How do you want to seize your destiny?
I want to be a part of something bigger. I've spent a lot of my life being just the kind old woman who patched up clothing and made new outfits. I don't want that to only be my legacy.
I'd say that's an honorable legacy, though. I'm sure the world doesn't remember you, but there are lots of people that you probably made a huge difference for.
Yeah, and I absolutely adore all the time that I've spent being that person to others. I wouldn't change it.
You're ready for something new.
When opportunity comes knocking, might as well answer.
Can I insight check?
Yeah. Yeah, what are you trying to glean?
What the something bigger
Okay.
is? Because like to Zem with someone like Daenerys, was such a big part.
Right. If Daenerys had this mindset, you'd be like all over her, like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
be like, who the fuck? I told you were worthless. I will kill them. Try new die. We're
Yeah,
gonna
this
see
is-
how this goes.
This is the granddaughter instinct kicking in.
Ooh, not good. That's an 8. I'm not good
8?
at inciting. I tried.
You rolled higher than she did.
Yeah. I can't whisper.
Hi guys. How's the night going for
Put this in.
Alright. But what?
Put this in?
What?
Say Badusi?
Yeah.
Why?
What is
Why not?
that?
You don't know what that is?
That's so quirky and random.
You don't know what that is?
No.
What?
Badusi. Using Badusi.
Okay. So Zem's gonna just kind of sit there and look like she's doing some youthful thinking.
Yeah.
Like taking in the wisdom of an elder.
Yeah, and she kind of just like not relishes in it, but like acknowledges it, and like the smile grows a little.
Mm-hmm. May I offer useful advice?
Sure.
With the grain of salt it'll offer. Don't forget that small part. That helped. Don't lose it. Sure, there might be something greater, but don't lose who you are for it.
So just give me a flat charisma check.
Okay. I can prism. Okay, we're trying a different dice again. Ooh, 16.
16. She looks at you, and so most elderly people, you can see in their eye that like that the gentle spark of like childhood wonder and whatnot is generally lost.
Right.
You see just the faintest glimmer of a spark behind her eyes. And she nods in agreement. And don't worry. It's always there. I'll say you two spend another moment just staring out into the sea, just like this wonderful moment of like matron energy and like daughter-like energy. Like it's kind of beautiful. But you do eventually go around and start talking to other people. To summarize what you discover. Most of the people who are elderly on this ship have a similar mindset to her. Most of the youthful people on this ship have high aspirations and high intentions to be a part of a community. Just to summarize things that you find just in the first day.
Okay.
Say this is all within the
So
first day.
generally, everyone wants to be a part of a whole, but just in different ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Belwyn and Kaylin.
Yep.
You two are looking to learn to ship.
Yes.
Shit.
So there are different aspects to this vessel that you could learn in the time that it will take to travel. You can pick one aspect and learn it.
Okay.
This will give you proficiency with water vehicles, but specific proficiency towards that realm of it, and you'll have the secondhand knowledge of like the things around you.
Okay.
Think of like learning a job. You know, you learn your job, but you also learn a little bit of other people's jobs just by being in proximity to them. So your options are navigation. I believe it's quartermaster, or I can't remember the other name of it, but essentially the logistics of the people on the ship. You can, if you wanted to, throw it down with Tiergrim in the kitchen.
Sit down.
There is the gunner position, learning how to operate, maintain, use the cannons aboard the vessel. And then this ship specifically has a very special role aboard it, and that is engine operator. This is somebody who learns how to maintain, control, and keep up the arcane thrusters at the bottom of the ship. Because this ship, while it does have a sail, y'all have noticed they have not dropped it yet.
Damn, I wanted to work on the sail.
You could, if you wanted to, learn rigging and work on the sails as well. That is another one that I forgot.
God.
So you want to learn gunning?
God.
Okay. And you want to learn rigging?
Yes.
Okay.
And if I could, navigation.
You'll have to do one or the other, unfortunately.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do the sailing.
Okay. Okay. So rigging.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in that case, Belwyn,
Mhm.
I'll say, for yours, we're gonna do checks for all of it, just to make it simple.
Okay.
I'm going to need we're gonna do just a straight intelligence check first,
Intelligent. Oh, okay.
and then there's gonna be 2 more checks after that.
Okay. Not too bad. Straight intelligence is a 17.
17, solid. So you already understand a lot of the basics of this. You literally had a miniature version of it built into your arm for the longest time. So you understand like the fuse, the packing, like how to set up the load and everything in it. You're just not entirely sure of where to find the things on the ship.
Yeah.
So the master gunner of the ship takes some time to teach you where to find these things, generally on most ships, not just this ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say for your next check, go ahead and give me a Tinker's Tools check.
Okay.
So Tinker's Tools is going to be either dexterity or intelligence, based off of your character.
There's a winner there.
Yeah. And then you add your proficiency as well, if you're proficient with Tinker's Tools,
beautiful.
which I believe you
Which I
are.
am.
Yeah.
Cool. Did roll well, so I'm glad I had those bonuses. 16.
16. Okay. So you're surprised by the weight of everything, first off. Like, you're so used to having it just on your arm. Like,
Yeah.
your familiarity with firearms, black powder firearms especially, is something small that you can carry.
Yeah.
This is 4 times your weight, just the weapon alone. And then the single cannonballs alone are heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
Not a problem for you, though. You're used to throwing around your own body weight and sometimes the weight of others.
Yeah.
So you are able to get cannons loaded fairly well, and after a while, y'all are in just like open waters, and there's nothing to worry about anywhere, so they take time to have you like aim and fire cannons to get familiar with that.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a I'll say for this, it's gonna be your dexterity, and it would be proficiency if you were proficient, but that's what you're learning. So it's just gonna be dexterity, just a straight dexterity roll.
Question for you. Yeah,
Here comes.
I bet you missed this. My fighting style gives me a +2 attack or +2 bonus to attack rolls on anything range. Would that apply to this?
This is a ranged weapon, so yeah.
Thank God for you, my dice aren't liking me a lot today.
What was it? You said 15?
15.
15, okay. I heard 18. I was like, that's not right.
15, yeah.
15. So, Kaylin,
Oh gosh.
while you're up in the rigging and everything, you hear some shots fire off of the cannons. You're not the only one testing the cannons, making sure everything's working. There's other gunners that are doing their just normal routines.
Yeah.
But you see all the cannon shots fire off, right? One of them fires a little straighter and truer than the other ones. You rolled higher than what most of them get on average for their rolls.
Damn.
So you did great in comparison to the normal guys that are doing this all the time. They don't have as much care to like. They don't have the passion behind it like as somebody who's learning it for the first time.
Yeah, gotcha.
And also it probably is a switch whenever combat's a thing for them. So, but yeah, you are able to start learning it. And they start getting into like the technical stuff behind it. And these are things that you learned.
Yeah.
But you're being respectful and learning from somebody who does this. Just like you did whenever your dad taught you about tinkering.
Yeah.
Or when Robert told you about firearms.
Yeah.
You sit and you learn, and you learn, and you learn. And honestly, it's kind of reminiscent of the good old days. Learning from your dad and Robert back in the shop. It's nice. But we'll say that's for your first block. That's just all you're doing is just learning cannons.
Learn cannons.
Kaylin.
Mhm.
So they haven't dropped the sails because there's not really a necessity to with this vessel. The sails are more of a backup thing. But they do notice that the wind is on their backs, and so they figure we can give the engines a break for a little bit, drop the sails, and coast with the wind. Perfect timing when you show up to say, "Hey, can I learn how to do that?" And they are more than happy to oblige, because I'll say make an insight check. You get two guys that are essentially like the main riggers of the ship.
24.
24. One of them is like genuinely interested in like teaching somebody how to do this. The other one, he's interested in teaching you specifically, but solely because he has never seen a satyr sail a ship.
You know what? I thought it was gonna be like flirting, like
No.
I literally said.
No, this guy is like, I've never seen somebody with horns and hooves sailing a ship before. This ought to be interesting.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
Fair.
so they are more than willing to show you the ropes, literally. I'll say go ahead for your first check. It's gonna be just a straight dexterity check. It's gonna be how well you can get your footing and handling climbing up and down the masts. The one mast. 13.
Can I get advantage?
What do you have that would give you advantage?
Experience climbing is...
Actually, do you still have your boots of spider climb?
Yes.
You don't even need to roll them.
Okay.
As long as I believe you have to activate them.
Yes.
Yeah. And is it like a perpetual thing or is it time frame?
See. I think they're on all the time, if I'm not mistaken from the last time I looked at them.
I can't remember if they're like the boots of haste or the boots of jumping.
Spider climbing.
Oh.
The mechanics are different
the
between the
mechanics.
two, yeah. Boots of haste, you have to activate them. Boots of spider, boots of jumping are just always active.
Yeah, no, while you wear these light shoes, you can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and up, down, along ceilings while leaving your hands free. You have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. However, the slippers don't allow you to move this way on a slippery surface such as one covered by ice or oil.
Okay, so you're lucky that nothing's freezing because there is water
Yeah.
on most surfaces. Ships, there's water on everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're able, no problem, to climb up and down the rigging and like get into position for stuff. They are honestly genuinely surprised when they see that you don't even need your hands to do so. And then they realize that they hadn't clocked that you were wearing boots over your hooves. And now they're just like, you're like the most interesting person in the world to them right now.
Yeah.
I'll say for the next check, we're going to do a sleight of hand check. This is going to be for tying and untying knots, furling and unfurling the sails.
You said which one?
Sleight of hand.
16.
16? Not too bad. You've been on a ship before. A couple times. Back when you were younger. You remember being aboard a ship that was owned by a friend of your dad? You know their actual how they knew each other. So you recall some of that information. But of course they're also like showing you how and telling you how.
Yeah.
But you're able to keep up with them relatively well. I'll say for your last check, just give me an acrobatics check. And this will be for maneuvering once the sails have been unfurled. Because you don't want to catch the knots that you just tied. You don't want to move the sail. 15. It takes you a little bit to get used to it. You kind of have to think back to like seeing Zem and how she like hurls her own weight around and how Belwyn hurls his own weight around.
Mm-hmm.
But you eventually get it, and you're like you're throwing yourself between ropes and like jumping and climbing, and it almost starts to feel like you're just like climbing around your old treehouse, and it starts to become a little more natural once you have that realization. Yeah, we'll say that's your block of what you're doing. Huxley,
Yeah.
do you still have your nature check?
Yes.
Or what? So it was a survival check.
It's survival.
Yeah.
It was 28.
28.
Holy crap.
So Huxley, you this whole time have been sitting off the rear of the ship, just line cast out, doing your thing, hanging out. And it's a slow process, but you're patient. You've sat in one place for a day straight before. This is no problem. And then suddenly, before you know it, the rod goes taut. I'm going to say make a strength check.
Oh no.
You can guide yourself.
Mm-hmm. Is it a saving throw?
No, this is just a strength check.
Just straight check. Okay, cool. Max. Okay, so 18. 1, 2, 3, 21 plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 25.
All right. Kaylin, while you're doing your learning and everything, you see Huxley with his makeshift fishing rod in front of him. Suddenly, the fishing rod goes straight, like, almost out of his hands, and then you watch Huxley grow to make up for the weight that he's having to pull against.
Oh man.
The DC was 20.
Good. Started out. Don't get me wrong.
So you are pulling. This is whatever is on the end of this. You think it's something that's like a decent size that's using the fact that the ship is sailing in the opposite direction to its advantage, or whatever this is huge, right? So you're pulling. Somebody comes over and like, do you need some help?
No, I'm okay. I got it.
Are you sure? They're gonna stand there at the ready just in case.
Don't worry, I got it.
This looks like to be one of the other sailors of the ship.
Can I use the arms of the astral self to give me an advantage with strength?
Sure, you just activate your astral self or your starry form.
Not the starry form. Oh wait, yeah, it is starry form.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you just activate your starry form.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huxley starts glowing. Like there's stars inside of him. Constellations start getting connected.
What the fuck?
You see. You're using arms of the astral self, so extra arms come out of him.
Yes.
And grab onto the fishing rod, and yes, you do have advantage for this next strength check. Go for it.
Yay! Look at me, guys. I'm gonna get a legendary fish.
Well, legendary is the word to put it, I guess.
Oh, that's good. I just need one higher. Plus strength is, I think, that's a screenshot. That's not D&D.
With your arms of the astral self, I believe you use a different stat for strength checks, don't you?
I think so.
I believe it's your wisdom, isn't it?
No. I did strength and dex.
Oh, no, like the arms of the astral self, I believe it uses a different stat entirely for strength checks.
That is if I'm doing...
It's grappling, that's right.
Or grapple, yeah.
Yeah.
It just gives me advantage. Pretty much.
Fair enough.
Awesome. Fuck. What was I doing? Plus 3. So, it was a 19 out of 20. So, I'm going with the 20. Plus 1 sucks.
So you get a natural 20?
I did.
Okay.
Plus 1, plus 3.
Okay. So you start pulling it. You don't have like a reel on this.
Yep.
This is just a piece of string on a rope.
Yep.
Right? So you're pulling, and you are fighting this fish. The other arms have come out at this point and are also pulling on it. And the guy at this point is like, I think he's got it. I think. And he's starting to like look over the edge to try and see what you caught. It takes a couple minutes of you just like full pulling. Just pull. How long does your arms of the astral self last?
I believe it's like, what does it say?
Just like for a minute. Or
Or
your starry form. How long does your starry form last, I should say?
There's no how long it lasts.
Oh, okay,
To
cool.
my knowledge. So,
Yeah. We'll look at it later.
okay.
But you're pulling. The other guy, he's looking, and eventually he goes, hot fucking damn, that's a big ass fish. He actually runs over and grabs a leather gauntlet from the side from their harpooning set
Okay.
and wraps his arm around your string to help pull this thing in.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll for the last one because of that nat 20 and this guy
Awesome.
being at the ready to help. You both start like just pulling the string itself. And you pull up a massive bluefin tuna.
Whoa.
Damn.
Like this thing is bigger than Belwyn.
Mustard.
Damn. And that's saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bluefin what?
A bluefin tuna. You're probably not gonna find it in.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
That sucks. Oh well.
But it is massive.
Awesome.
It is from tip to tail, probably about 6 foot.
I got dinner, guys.
Yeah, total. Like you and this guy carrying it. It's taking both of y'all a lot of effort to carry it, like to move it.
Awesome.
It is a very heavy fish.
Awesome.
But y'all are able to get it taken down. Tiergrim takes it and just no problem carries it.
We just did our warm up.
It's barbarians, man.
Yeah.
But he just no problem carries it, and they're whatever they're making something with fish for the next couple nights.
Let's go. One gold piece each for food.
The guy who's next to you is just like, what?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, if you want to spend more time fishing, you are more than welcome. I'll say you don't have to roll. You're not going to get a lot of big ones like that, but you are able to fish a decent bit. You're on the open ocean, so
Yeah. I'll just get some small one perhaps.
Yeah. Cool. So, as the second day comes around, you all reconvene in the morning and discuss some of the things that y'all had done yesterday.
Yes.
The view outside the ship is gorgeous. There is what looks to be a pack of migrating dolphins that are following alongside the ship.
Shoot 'em.
And you see
Oh no.
you see them like jump out every once in a while, and it's just this awe-inspiring view over the side of the ship this early morning. Aurora.
Fuck.
Like the Chick-fil-A lady, like.
You
No Chick-fil-A sauce?
you were told that you could be put pretty close to your friends,
Right.
but it's probably not going to be a pleasant experience getting to them.
Oh.
So the people that you are with right now, go ahead and expend some spells on you. They give you water breathing, water walking, and then the last spell that they expend for you is to
Hold on, let me write this down. Water breathing.
uh-huh,
First form.
water walk.
Double clap.
That's not even water breathing.
Oh.
Water walk.
And then the third spell that they cast, for you, you've seen before. They cast teleport via plants. This one you've seen before. It's a transportation spell. So they open up a rift in a tree here in the Feywild. As it opens, you see just blue on the inside of this doorway. And you realize now why they gave you the spells that they did, why they cast water walking and water breathing.
Because it's all water.
Yeah, because they just opened up a portal in another large plant in the ocean.
Okay.
You stepping through?
If you said it's the fastest way to them.
It's the fastest way to it, and you've got 6 seconds as soon as the spell is cast.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, so you run in, hit the water,
Smack.
and immediately start just like jetting towards the surface. The effects of water walk, it will shoot you towards the surface of the water. So, as you all are watching this gorgeous display of dolphins, you see Aurora. You are rocketing towards the surface. You are speeding. You don't know what's about to happen.
Oh no.
And then you see some dolphins, and you're like, oh, that's pretty. Make a dexterity saving throw.
What dice is that?
It's a d20,
Okay.
and you're going to add your dexterity saving throw modifier.
Remember this dice.
Funny. I love it.
Yeah.
You think you're funny?
I am voting.
Yeah, everyone got quiet when I
Jane
wanted you off.
was
Mm-hmm.
dexterity.
Dexterity saving throw.
That'll be right there.
So 16 plus 3.
So 19. You are able to, like, curl your body as it's rocketing towards the surface out of the way just enough that you don't straight up run into one of these dolphins.
Nice.
You just skirt
Not
by
one
it.
dolphin today.
Yeah.
You just skirt by it, Belwyn. You see movement under the water, something coming straight the fuck up. Are you doing anything in this moment? No? Okay.
You're just fine.
Cool.
You're like, bomb.
Just gonna let it happen and then react accordingly.
So you watch as a Aurora whose hair is wreathed in leaves, skin slightly barkish, shoots from the surface of the sea up about 10 feet. You all see this now at this point. You see a human person, the body launch into the air about 10 feet above these dolphins.
Do I recognize it's Aurora?
Yeah, with your passive perception, fuck yeah. Yeah, you immediately clock it's Aurora. You and Zelfra, and Zelfra's like, who is that?
What's up?
You rocket 10 feet up in the air.
And I just scream, what's up, guys?
as you hit the surface, of the water,
Oh, can
As
really
if it's-
flop on it?
as if it's concrete.
Yeah.
No.
Because it's only 10 feet, you don't take any damage.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Anything over 10 feet is 1d6 falling, or 2d6 falling damage. Every 10 foot after that is a d6.
Oh god.
Yeah. So you launch, land, and then you're standing there. There's dolphins jumping around you. You are standing on the surface of the water, and there is a boat sailing right past you. And you see who's all leaning over the side looking at Aurora. Everybody? Okay, yeah. What's up, Elwin?
Can I load my like little grappling hook and kind of like shoot it towards Aurora so that she can like hold herself?
Yeah. So Aurora, you look up to see damaged and defective all standing there. And then you see Belwyn loading a grappling hook onto his arm and pointing it directly at you.
Oh my god.
I'll say, go ahead and
I
roll.
want to, yeah, just like I want to aim like
Watch it.
basically right in front of her.
Okay.
Watch it hit me.
Do it.
What's your armor class? It's gonna be at the top.
What's your armor?
Oh,
16.
16.
okay.
Holy, my brain's shutting off. Sorry. 13.
13. Goes a little high.
Yes, go get your food.
Goes a little high, but it's perfect. It goes kind of over her head, and Aurora, you have this moment to grab it. And I'll say, between the two of you, you're able to get pulled up onto the ship, no problem.
Woo!
But yeah, you all see Aurora standing in front of you. Somebody who everyone present at the table last saw touch a blip of light and then turn into a tree. And now is standing in front of you. Same face, same, for the most part, build, but you see, I'm going to wait for a second, because I know she's coming.
Hold.
Hold.
Chat. Hold chat. Pause.
Chat pause.
But you see Aurora standing in front of you. Her hair, where there was those little bits of leaves in it before, there's now small branches sticking out of her skull with growth on the ends of them. And then the parts of her skin that you can see little patches of what look like bark on her skin. Aurora, you see standing in front of you, everybody. Nothing really looks different with most of them. Your best friend looks goth as fuck, though. As you were all reconvened on the ship, and Captain Zero begins approaching the lot of you all.
Oh shit! Already! Bring that now!
Arechi goes, now? Okay, I'm gonna do
Yes.
this as fast as I can. Aurora, try not to scream. But touch the bow, please.
Touch the bow.
Touch the bow.
Okay.
You grab Kaylin's bow, and you watch through Kaylin's eyes everything that you've missed.
Like that's a raven.
Like you get pretty much everything important that has happened since Amon.
Nice. Think of a
Um,
fake name real quick.
So yeah, you get that at the very last bit of it, is all of them coming up with fake names to tell this robot person that you now see approaching towards you.
Chris. Why did
None of y'all did
think
that.
of that?
None of y'all thought of that.
No. Grace is technically the only smart one here.
Think of a last name as well.
Welch.
As I'm,
Don't use that
I-
spell.
don't.
Welch.
Welch. They're like Welches.
Grace Welches.
Welches.
Grace Welches. I'm gonna go ahead and write that down.
Oh my god.
Bro.
Where are you from? Don't.
So you all see Aurora. Aurora, you get this download of memories, and then you see from Kalen's perspective fake names. You need a fake name, especially for this robot person who is walking towards you right now. He approaches. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Who are you? And why are you on my ship?
Did we get the name?
If you want to say it in your mind real quick.
Wait, what?
Are
If you
you
wanna say-
telling us your name in our minds before
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, y'all get the name real quick.
Okay.
But who are you and why are you on my ship?
I'm Grace Welch's.
She was supposed to meet us at the dock, but was a little late. But she has like water powers, so I guess
Yeah.
she kind of, you know.
He gives a curious glance when you say water powers towards this tree person. But I'll say go ahead and, since you're really the only one saying anything,
Cool.
deception check.
Lit.
Just a straight deception check.
Lit.
She's been my best friend for years.
I know her. She was a baby. Even though I'm younger.
Much younger.
Yeah.
Like 2 centuries younger.
They don't know that. She's a different. Or Siren.
No, Zem's 2 centuries younger.
It's a 14.
14.
Not my best work.
He looks at you with the like slightly tilted head. You've all spent a little bit of time on the ship now, so you all are somewhat familiar with the fact that Captain Zero has no facial response to anything, as his face does not move,
Yeah.
other than his mouth.
Okay.
But he gives you that like kind of cocked head, and you should have mentioned whenever we got your information before.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, we thought she was going to meet us by the time the ship left, and then the ship left, and we were like,
He puts his hand out onto your shoulder, this cold metallic hand. It's not gentle at all.
Uh-huh.
Like it's kind of
and
terrible.
I'm just going to be like,
Yeah.
oh,
He just, it's okay. Just don't make it happen again.
It won't happen again.
Good. And your name for our registration. You watch his head like full 180, like an owl, and he just quartermaster. And head turns back. He's coming. Takes a moment. Takes a moment of just like this awkward of him just like staring at all of you.
So how's the trip been for you, Captain, so far?
So far, things are swell. The weather is nice. The dolphins were interesting.
Why, interesting.
I do not understand beauty.
Oh. So I'm not beautiful to you?
You are interesting.
That's like Dum's gonna stop you to the back of the room.
The halfling quartermaster comes up and looks at the lot of you all and goes, "Oh, you, yeah. What's your name?"
Grace Welch's.
Grace Welch's, and you're part of the polycule, or?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So, y'all said 2 abodes before. We still sticking with y'all have quite a number of people here.
Ah. We share beds sometimes.
Yes.
My apologies. Things slipped my mind. Still, not quite familiar with polyamory.
It's a new thing.
Yeah, but okay, cool. Just wanted to clarify those things. Cool. That's all I needed from me, Captain, right? And Zero looks, yes, that all is all. Thank you. And, God, you're so fucking bland. Walks away.
He thinks I'm interesting.
He thinks a lot of people are interesting. You do know a lot of the people on this ship are like just genuinely interesting characters. Like y'all don't really stand out on this ship.
Yay!
For one. Like y'all don't blend in, but y'all definitely are a motley crew amongst a motley crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Captain Zero gives you a nod. Yeah. He looks at you, Aurora, and are you familiar with the vast breath?
No.
No?
Am I?
It's not anything you've ever
No.
heard before.
Oh,
You know what? Actually, make a history check. Missed
I missed.
entirely.
Oh, not a good miss.
Yeah, you
Oh, that's it.
yeah, you have never heard vast breath. Did somebody take a you think of a
You're
joke, you start thinking of jokes yeah, you start thinking of the funniest thing you can that has to do with
People
that.
need to take a vast breath to talk to you.
But you have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But you should know her. You should meet her when we arrive in Avanis. You'll find her with the Council of the Chosen.
Chosen.
The Council of the Chosen are the selected advisors of Lord Jameson Iron.
Oh, okay. Are they nice?
Mostly.
Who's not nice?
The endless endeavor can be rough. And the entropic ire is very gloomy.
Joe, not sure what that means, but okay.
No one knows their names. They are only known as titles.
Well, what's the mean person's title?
The endless endeavor.
Oh. Okay, it's making sense. The endless endeavor
Yes.
is their title.
Yes. When we arrive in Avanis, they may not be there immediately. We did just drop them off.
Why is that their title?
Oh.
Is it that guy?
That is an excellent question. I should ask Lord Jameson.
Do you know him
Yes,
personally?
quite.
Mhm.
He is the one who refurbished me.
Oh, nice. Kind. Is he the kind one?
He is kind. And he just stares at all of you. Just
And we're just staring back.
yeah, this is like interacting with a very high functioning autistic individual. Like they don't understand social cues.
Anything else you want to tell us about Jameson?
What more would you like to know?
You seem to like talking about it.
He is a good man.
How so?
Well,
What's his best quality?
he is extremely brilliant. And you all recognize a shift in tone.
Mm.
He is beyond the intellect of most mortal people.
He has the gun, right?
Yes.
Did he make that?
Yes.
Can I insight the shift in tone?
Yes.
Can I try as well?
Sure.
My goal is to insight things more. Even though Venom is not built for insight.
Check.
Actually, yeah, can I do that?
Yeah, sure.
High insight.
I was gonna say if we want to do it,
Chance, can we all?
if we
vibe
all want to
check
do
it?
insight checks here, more than welcome. Aurora,
5 checks.
if you want to.
Oh shit.
No.
That's
vibe
actually a
check.
pretty decent vibe check
Okay,
from
okay,
Sam.
a vibe check.
That's a 12.
Okay.
What is it?
It's
Insight.
inside.
Insight. It's under space.
Huxley.
14 plus 4.
18. Nice.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
30, 20.
Nice.
Shit.
I got another one. Caitlin, you don't know nothing.
Kaylin. Well, he might be in love with Jameson.
No!
Get back in my chair. Oh my god.
He's
Uh, for you two,
You a robot?
for you two, since you both rolled a 20, that was the DC to glean anything off of this robot. He is so hard to read. No, this is the tone shift is like it's how you used to talk about Ron. This is like the deepest respect towards a person.
May I clarify what Zen was trying to
Yes.
insight? I was trying to insight if it was programmed or if a robot is having genuine feelings.
Oh,
That's a great question. I don't know now.
Yeah,
well,
because I thought it was a little fucky.
no. So for yours, I'll say you do glean a little bit of information.
Okay.
This doesn't seem to be a programmed behavior.
Weird. Okay.
This isn't a programmed behavior.
Weird. Okay.
It is definitely different than how he normally
Yeah, exactly.
carries himself.
That's why I wanted to insight it.
But it is definitely
It's gonna be destroyed all over again.
not a programmed behavior.
Lit, but also not lit.
But
He might just be in love with Jay.
he continues on to talk about how he doesn't have much memories of who he was before Jameson. All he knows is the story that he was told, that another individual of similar design to him had dropped him off. Specifically in a location that Jameson didn't think anyone living knew. This individual claimed to be from Aor,
Oh.
and they claimed to be spreading their brethren to those that they feel would be able to bring them back online, to reignite their light, is the words that he uses specifically. Bowen, it's so strange as he's talking about this and everything. The only other like mechanical creation that had its own ability to kind of think for itself that you know of Jameson's was Pharaoh. The way that Zero is talking about Jameson, the time frame that it kind of puts around, make a this is going to be a Tinker's Tools check. Because I'm going to say this is where the skills come into play. 22. Pharaoh was no longer under Jameson's ownership. Possession had been passed along. But when Pharaoh kind of went batty, you don't know exactly when that was.
Right, that's when we were doing
But when Pharaoh went a little batty, it was like he was jealous of something. It was like he was angry about something, but no one knew what.
Right.
Jameson brought this Captain Zero back to life. Jameson made a new Steel Defender. That's why Pharaoh snapped.
Because Pharaoh at that point would wait.
There's levels of disconnect, but original creation, the original Steel Defender, just no longer the only Steel Defender that he's ever had. It's this weird, like, on the verge of sentience thing where, like, there's that connection, that magical connection to Jameson still that was severed. And it caused Pharaoh to become uncomfortable. More or less.
And that's why he pulled out his cord. And then the vibe. Oh no, dude, no!
He's going through it.
But Zero finishes off his story and then kind of like shakes his head a little bit and stares at all of you. Is there anything else you would like to know?
No, I'm good. I'm Not for now.
Alrighty. Please enjoy yourselves.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Bowen kind of gleaming that would stay. Look an extra second and then look away.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Perception might be 18.
18. As he turns around and walks away, you can see at the base of the plate of what his skull would be, essentially. You can see etched in the letters ZERO, as if it's an acronym. You don't know what it could be exactly, but you see that as he walks away back towards the helm. When you're taking that extra second to look at him. The rest of you all go back to conversing, or are you going back to the things you're doing on the ship?
What the fuck was that, Grace?
Yeah.
No, where'd you come from?
I don't know. I just turned into a tree, had a couple dreams, and woke up.
How many they were dreams if you got
Did you talk too much again?
blasted from the sea?
A Reggie pops into your head and just... So, you said you realize you look different, right? When was the last time you looked at yourself since we last saw you?
It's been a while.
Look
Look
at yourself.
I don't think I have a mirror.
Kaylin,
What?
hand her the bow again.
Here you go. Touch this.
Instantly an image of you standing in front of Kaylin literally 5 seconds ago pops into your head. So you see yourself, you have branches growing, like, longer than they were, branches growing out of your head with foliage on them. You have,
Okay.
like, patches of bark on your skin. And your skin color is slightly yellowish, turning green, kind of.
I'm a healthy tree, like a chartreuse, like a baby tree.
Yeah, like it's like a gentle, almost like the color of the walls here if they were a little greener.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you see that
I'm like, okay.
Arechi is extremely useful for
Yes.
just showing people themselves.
Very nice.
Yeah, go. Sorry.
You're just so nonchalant about it.
Oh, but so were you about yours.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean,
She got you there.
I'm just curious.
so,
Because, well, last time we saw you, you turned into a literal tree.
I'm part tree.
No.
So, who's the tree, the mom or the dad?
Mom.
Lit.
Canon. It's canon.
In all technicality, she is technically a tree. She's a tree spirit.
She's a tree spirit.
Oh.
Yeah, you all recognize what a tree spirit is as a dryad. You've all met one for the most, except for
Okay.
Huxley,
Lit.
because you weren't in the Feywild with them.
But
Nephilis is a dryad.
Bang, got it.
That's-
have I had fun with a dryad?
You tried.
Dang it!
You tried, but she was interested in somebody else, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No. No.
The one time that would pull.
Yeah, no, I'm
Oh,
staring
I thought you were staring at Alex.
The one time I pull.
Yeah.
Took that up.
Well, we decided that Bowen is canonically ace, and the first person that made him feel something is Necklace. So.
Mr. Fat, you took something away from me.
I'm over here.
This is y'all's conversation with each other. This is y'all's story.
What happened between you turned into a tree and now?
Yeah, update us. What were the
Fuck, I didn't write any of that down.
Dreams.
I'll say roll an intelligence check, and that will tell me how much information I divulge to them.
Okay.
This is essentially how much does Aurora remember?
apparently not much.
much.
Yeah, I'm not
What you
expecting
got?
a lot.
A 2.
With your intelligence score?
A 2.
Because I believe you have
Intelligence.
a decently high intelligence.
That's intelligence 3?
Yeah. Plus
Yeah, that's a
5.
That's a.
you got a really good intelligence.
Why do you act like that?
I'll say 5. 5 is the bare minimum to remember the bare minimum. I'll say Aurora, you tell them that once you saw that light in the street in Amman, you touched it. You didn't feel yourself turn into a tree. You felt yourself teleport. But where you were standing, there looks like there was a tree at one point. Wherever you were in the Feywild. You recognize that you were in the Feywild solely because it seemed alien the moment you landed there. You were found by other dryads and were taught of who you were.
Taught the song of your people.
You were kind of like you were taught some of the ways to commune with the plant life around you. And actually understand it and what it needs. And you learned how to do that just being conscious and eyes open. You don't have to meditate on it anymore. You are locked in. You hear the plants around you in the ocean right now.
You can hear the sound of. You can hear the color of nature.
Yeah, you hear the song. You hear the song of nature constantly.
No, the color.
I love when she's on.
Oh,
What?
I can paint with all the colors of the wind.
How many?
You also learned a little bit more about
Sorry.
not just your mother, but also your father.
Okay.
You learned that your father is in fact a wood elf.
I wrote that down.
The tree spirit.
My dad.
You could say he put that.
Oh, he might be alive apparently.
Yeah, that was
Chance?
another thing that you learned.
Wait, what? Hold on, what's not paying attention.
What? She's a tree.
She's a dryad. She's
Here.
part dryad, part wood elf.
What we all thought. Let's say that wood elf put his
So
wood
dad's
in
wood
some
elf?
soft
Yeah,
wood.
your dad is wood elf, your mom is dryad.
Man, that-
You also
Nice.
you also learn. You also tell them the reason that they're not around. And that's because your father's was active service military at the time. And
I found her.
your mother.
Your mom.
It's a tree with gas.
Oh, but he,
Serious. We can't be serious at all.
But your mother couldn't care for you. She had the entirety of a forest to look after. And your father was active service military. So he couldn't, by necessity, couldn't take care of you.
Damn.
So he dropped you off in one of the places that he knew that you would be safe from not only people who might be after you, but also just from yourself to a degree. So he dropped you off at the Vesdawield in the monastery, or not the temple that you were in, where eventually you met Amelia. After your formative years, when you were a little shit in the temple, but they couldn't kick you out because they made a promise to take care of you.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Damn.
Amelia came around, a young woman who was joining the temple, and that's who you saw as your mother for most of your life.
She beat my fucking ass.
Yeah. But you learned that your father might still be alive. He might still be out there. And then they told you more or less, that's all we can do for you. They apologized that it took them so long to find you. And then they sent you on your merry way.
Peace out.
Yeah. So that's all the information that Aurora regurgitates to you all
Okay.
about her time away.
Yay. Damn.
So you just went on a full training arc, essentially.
Damn, Daniel. Yeah.
Zim.
More or less.
Zim.
Yeah.
More or less.
Zim is Zim.
A journey of personal
Damn
discovery.
Zam!
Is there anything anyone else is doing outside of their chosen routines?
I want to try to flirt with someone on the ship.
Okay, I mean, I imagine that was part of your thing.
No.
Okay.
The first part was me investigating why everyone's, but there was nothing like super juicy or anything. So now I'm
Just gonna flirt.
yeah.
We're
Okay.
entering the beach episode of the squad.
Basically. Yeah, like we're in the fun time.
I want to flirt for the night.
Okay.
Learning.
I'll say,
Smoking a drink.
are you sticking to one possible partner for the night?
I want the best chances of getting lucky. So yes.
Okay. So I'll say just roll me a flat charisma check.
Lit.
Riz
Something
check.
I'm not good at.
Wrist check, wrist check.
You got
Guidance.
this.
Believe it or not,
I
I
give guidance before you run away.
yes.
Awesome.
It lasts
Can
for a
I-
minute, so.
Can I pick like the most interesting person on the boat?
Make a perception check.
Webby first.
You st- Wait, you... Oh, hold on, never mind.
Yeah, this is now individual things, just like what are we doing on the ship for the day?
Lit.
Let's say maybe she gets guidance.
17.
17.
She would need the guidance right now.
There's a lot of interesting people on this ship. You're
Like dryad interesting.
so you
Seen
spent
everything.
the day before just going around conversing and talking to people. Today, you're more doing people watching. You're looking out for the people that you may have missed.
Yeah.
You're looking around.
Right.
Were you there when the party went to Near Park?
No.
No. Okay, so then you don't. Okay, you see a lot of individuals on this ship. At least a good handful of them.
Right.
That are beast folk.
Hey.
They are like Qatari or Tabaxi or Tortle or there is a Tortle. There is a
Interesting.
it looks like a wrinkly old
No,
like,
not interesting.
like ancient tortoise that
Zen is 24.
looks
no.
like Master Oogway a little bit.
No.
There's
No accident.
Is he rich?
there's a couple Qatari
You heard that.
feline
Rich.
people.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
They seem to be a couple themselves.
Okay.
And they have a child with them.
No, never mind.
There is a Luxodon, an elephantine person.
Elephants? Holy shit, dude.
Bro,
You can see he has one of his ears is just like bedazzled, basically. He is just covered in piercings and jewels and chains on one ear
Okay.
that connect to his tusk.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Um,
feeling the connection of nature.
And you see one individual. You see another individual who like they have a little parasol
Mhm.
that's like protecting them from the sun a little bit. But they have like scaly skin and serpentine eyes,
Like sniffy.
like one T, similar to like the people that y'all fought in that old
Yeah.
temple that were trying to do bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snake-like people.
Yeah.
You can see it's more just like their skin
Yeah.
is snake-like, and then their eyes. They don't have a tail. They don't have like a snake head or anything like that. It's just like their skin.
Like snake
Yeah.
features. Okay.
Not really any humans on this ship. Like there's maybe one
Lit.
human on this ship.
This is the type of party I like to be.
You see a few halflings, a couple genasi.
Okay.
Staying
away from the genasi.
You see some dwarven individuals. You actually recognize kind of like their getup a little bit. They're from Crackhammer. Like these
No
dwarven
way.
individuals are from the city of Craghammer, city of
Shit.
dwarves.
Nice.
You see a couple elven people, the elven woman you talked to the day before, and a few others. They're all conversing, very much wearing like Singornian colors.
Okay.
Like you're starting to see now where people are coming from.
Okay.
You're starting to recognize that this, like, everyone's coming from different places in Taldore.
Lit. Okay.
But also the places that you know that have had oppressive histories to a degree.
That is fair. Yeah. Yeah. That tracks.
Except for Neardalpak. They're not really oppressive, they're just hidden.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're still seeing, like, this recognition of, like, these people are probably, in multiple rights, refugees.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you got plenty of people to flirt with on this ship.
God.
I'll say, what did you get for your charisma check?
I didn't
You
roll
haven't
my
rolled-
Riz check yet.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that, and we'll say this is just like how well you're able to go about.
Bro, if I
flirting
get
with
that one, I got
anything.
to mess with the tortoise guy.
Yeah.
You're good. Yeah, I do.
If you get a nat 1, I think there's a were-rat on the lower decks.
Hey,
It'd be your people.
I've technically messed with a were person in the past.
Well, you've met were-rats. There's some in the orders.
Hey, bro. So that's a 20 with the guidance plus 2, so 22.
Hell yeah. I'll say, so you're doing your like people watching. Are you gonna be like main deck, forecastle, rear castle, or are you like just perusing around the different decks?
Perusing.
Okay, I'll say you end up at some point probably on the forecastle, the front raised deck of the ship.
Okay.
Kind of just like leaning over the railing and looking out at everybody as things are going on. And you get a tap on your shoulder. You turn back and look, and this stout yet like chiseled halfling man,
Lit.
clean shaven, like not a speck of hair on his face. Hair is braided tight, like
Okay.
real tight in these like multiple rows across his head. Not really wearing any armor, but he does have a sword on his side. Comes up to you and just like leans up and just couldn't help but you're noticing people watching a little bit.
I'm just seeing options.
Oh, what kind of options you looking for? He's gonna incite the fuck out of you.
Go off.
Make a persuasion or deception, your choice.
Yeah, I
don't
want
have
to
to
be
tell
a
me.
mystery. I want to be a mystery. I'm hardly a mystery. Okay, my deception's good. That's an 18.
18. Yeah, he can't get a beat on you. He can't read you. But
Someone fun, I guess.
I mean, depends on the kind of fun you're looking for. Met a few of these people while traveling. Met some fun types out there, but I don't know. Seems like everyone here's not quite got a stick up their ass, but like it's like, you know, they're scared to do anything.
That's a fair assessment.
Some people, on the other hand, and you watch them just like full on jump up onto the railing and balance on the railing, and then like crouch down like Spider-Man on the edge of a building and stare out with you at people. Other people get shit done.
Oh. How do these people, get shit done?
Well, cunning, wits. Make I'll say a dexterity saving throw.
That is going to be a 23 for my dex save.
Okay. You see him like his eyes shift over towards you real quick, and you immediately recognize the intent to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And as he like reaches out towards you, nothing in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He reaches out towards you, and you just like grab his wrist. Just like straight up grab his wrist before you can even get
maybe I
close.
shouldn't have said that, but
But you just grab his wrist before you can even get close, and you can see his hand was going to like try and grab your chin. But he goes, all right, I tried, and I apologize. Should have asked. I
sorry.
fucked up. And he just like kind of like tries to pull his hand back a little bit.
Zem will let him, but be like, I'm sorry, not used to other people making advances like that.
Yeah, no, I should have, it's a...
Usually the type of advances I get from other people are, deadly. So...
Yeah, no, see, and you see him starting to, like, rack with his own mind a little bit. He's starting to, like, recognize that maybe he should have, like, took the scars and the weapons and the dragon on her shoulder
And
all as, like...
armor.
Right, like, all as, like, warnings to maybe not try something like that. Like, he's recognizing this now and, like, processing it, and he's, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm
open to advances of your sort.
Make an insight check.
It's good. I don't insight sit. That's a 7.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
okay. I'll say for brevity. He and you spend some time chatting, getting to know each other. He takes recognition in his fuck up and decides to get to know you
Take it slow.
before trying anything. And then he admits that he was full and well ready to turn around before you said advances like his. That's the insight check that you missed. He just straight up told you. Just because the way that went about, yeah, you two, whether or not something happens, you will probably be good friends.
Yay!
But I'll leave it up to you if anything happens.
Friends.
Kaylin, Belwyn, and Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
You three doing anything in particular aboard the ship?
I went back to what I was doing.
You went back to rigging?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to take any time to hang out with your best friend who just disappeared on you?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
You know what? Make a wisdom check for me.
Damn.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a special thing planned for the next block of travel, but it won't happen now, so I'm just going to just do my own thing.
Yeah.
You said wisdom save?
Wisdom check. Just a check.
Plus wisdom.
22.
22. After the like chaos of everything's calmed down and you're like, okay, cool. It's just another day on the boat. You have to like stop for a minute and like check yourself because you can feel yourself getting angry at Aurora. Because first, Robert, then Tomei,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Aurora. That anger seeds, and you gotta take a moment and breathe. It's not worth it. She's back. She's your best friend. She told you everything that she could remember. It's fine. You go back to doing what you were learning.
Yep.
I'll say, just go ahead and give me a dexterity check and a sleight of hand check. Separately. Tell me which one you're doing at the time.
dexterity, it's gonna be a 14.
Okay.
And sleight of hand.
You wanted the other one, the first one.
13.
Okay. It's definitely still fucking with you. Like the emotions are still fucking with you, but you are able to stay focused enough that you don't fall off or anything. There's a moment where the rigger who's been helping you this whole time has to like slap you upside the head to like get you to focus back in, because you're like kind of getting lost in thought for a second. But all in all, not a bad day.
Right.
Belwyn, are you going back to learning gunning?
Sure.
Doing your normal thing? Yeah. I'll say just give me a Tinker's Tools check. Straight Tinker's Tools.
Straight. Holy 27.
Yeah. This is becoming easier and easier every time that you get to it. Do you feel as though at the end of this journey, it doesn't matter if the cannon is mounted on a boat, or along the wall of a castle, or on your arm, you feel as though by the end of this you will be confident in handling cannons. And learning where cannons are placed on just about any ship.
Beautiful.
Aurora, is there anything in particular you are doing on this vessel? You see a lot of...
Want to get an update on what the hell's going on with the little Jameson thing.
Yeah? Are you just trying to catch somebody?
Remember Jameson is bad guy.
So you're just trying to catch one of the other people?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was gonna tell me.
I'll say roll a d4.
Okay.
If you roll a 3, roll again.
I'm just gonna grab a handful. Is there another one in there?
Yep, you got this one, this one. Yeah, you got those two.
Okay. There, one.
A 1. So you see everybody kind of like break and go off to do their own things. And you see Kaylin up in the rigging. Y'all are currently pulling the sails back up because the wind is no longer at the backs, so they're just going to kick the motors back on. But you see her in the process of pulling the sails back up. Are you going to wait for her to finish what she's doing, or are you just going to call for her now?
I'll wait for her to finish.
Okay. So, Kaylin, you finish getting the sails all furled back up furled back up. And you see Aurora kind of just patiently waiting for you on the main deck.
Okay.
Do you go to her? Do you?
Yes, I'm gonna go over to Grace.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you see Kaylin climb down from the mast, and come over to you. Her hands are just like red and somewhat blistered from pulling on rope all day, and yeah, she's got working hands right now.
Woo!
But you two are able to convene.
Private.
Yeah, sure, let's go.
Anyone where we can actually get privacy, or
I mean,
the room.
so you can go into your room.
Okay.
The walls aren't that thick.
okay.
You can also talk through a Retchie.
You also have a Retchie to talk
yeah.
through.
So if you just go in your room to where people
Right.
don't see you staring at each other, it's okay.
Yeah, that's
I was also
fair.
going to say there is a crow's nest on the top of the
That's it.
mast, which there's nobody up there right now because y'all are in open waters.
Nah, we're not gonna climb up that thing.
Okay.
We'll just go to the room.
Yeah. So y'all go to the room. Arechi is more than willing to be a middleman for y'all's conversation. Telepathic conversation.
Woo!
So,
So what's going on with the Jameson thing?
So, we don't know what is going on because Jameson, even though he's human, he's like 100 and something years old.
I imagine a skin bag, wearing walking suit.
No, he is alive and healthy and destroyed. Well, remember when he destroyed that entire town?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, alive and well, obviously.
Awesome.
So the other day, I also had a nightmare.
Okay.
And, well, sleepwalking, sleep something. So, wait, you said you did just Jameson. Never mind, just Jameson. But you know about the whole screaming thing. So we don't know if Jameson's a bad guy. We just know that it's very suspicious that a lot of people are going to this island that's not existing, and we think he's making an island that can float. Skypea.
It's from One Piece.
But yeah, there's gonna be a floating city, maybe.
Nice. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, we
Is that
don't
a
know
bad
yet.
thing?
We don't know yet. So we're investigating.
Okay.
Break. I don't know.
Over. Over and out.
Yeah. So y'all share that bit of information.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else you're wishing to do, Aurora, or are you just chilling?
I'm just chilling.
Okay. Yeah.
Why does nobody communicate about their friendships?
So, unless there's anything else you wish to do in the next couple days, I'll say you all spend time doing some of the same things. You know, learning gunning, learning the sails, just hanging out with your friends, not in the Feywild for once.
Woohoo!
You're back where the sky is blue, not twilight.
Yay.
You're back where you can see colors other than green. Mostly. Zem, you can continue flirting with this young halfling man. I say, yeah, your age.
Mhm.
You can continue flirting with him and making friends with him, or go back to perusing other people. Or y'all can do it, y'all could be people watching together.
Or you can be in your room. His room.
His room. People watching together.
Okay.
I'll pick that up.
Okay. I'll say just perception check then. And then for you two, the skills associated, so it would be Tinker's Tools and Sleight of Hand.
And we're still in the first block, right?
Yeah, we're just going through the last 2 days of the first block here.
Oh.
29.
Nice. Yeah, it's getting easier and easier. Like at this point, you feel like when you do see Robert again, you're gonna be able to brag to him
Yeah.
that you know how to work with this stuff. Maybe as good as he does.
Natural 20 plus 4.
Fuck yeah, you are cooling. You and Aurora had a conversation finally. Like you have some feelings that they're not built up anymore. You're feeling great again. And you are flying around the sails of this ship. You're not unfurling them or anything, but you're getting familiar with like balancing on the arm of the mast, and like, you know, you're not tying skills and things like that. Yeah, you're getting way more comfortable.
Okay.
Zem?
26 perception. I know! The good ass roll!
While you're people watching and everything, you're starting to notice that like a couple of the individuals here have like faint illusion magic on them. As if they're like concealing something about them themselves.
Is my new friend concealing something about himself?
Nothing you notice. No, you see like the Luxodon. It's specifically like you notice like you swear there was like a frame of your like view of the Luxodon where he wasn't wearing any of the jewels. One of the Genasi, specifically a air Genasi. Their translucent, clear skin and white hair. You see the white kind of flashes gray for half a second. It's just some minor like illusions going on.
They might be embellishing a little bit
Of
Okay,
themselves.
okay,
Like
okay.
you definitely pick up like the Luxodon's probably trying to make himself look as if he's like a wealthier
Rich.
individual. The Air Genasi's probably trying to maintain an appearance of youth. Yeah, they're these small things. Nothing like outright screams like, "Hey, I'm a problem."
Red flags,
But-
right. But it's like
Cool. Cool. So, with that, we'll say that that's for the last 2 days.
Okay.
Just those checks.
Okay.
So, next leg of travel. Who wants to roll?
I already rolled, so there you go.
Yeah? Chunky.
okay.
Chunky. I gotta mark things off here.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Another 17.
And go ahead and reroll. You said I was cocked.
Hear me high, hear me high, hear me high, mashed banana, who am I?
8. Okay. So, you guys go about first couple days, just your normal run-of-the-mill stuff that you've been doing, unless there's anything new that you wish to do. Yes.
All right.
Ooh.
I'm about to. Could I catch a moment where Mr. Captain Zero is taken away from wherever he like currently stays? If he has like, a room or an office or something.
Uh,
To gauge that.
make a perception check.
He has like his own like personal quarters.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Beautiful. What's that? 21.
Nice. He does have his own quarters. He doesn't spend a lot of time in it though. He spends most of his time at the helm. And only at the helm.
All right.
At least the majority of his time. There is a good chunk of his time like he goes and talks to other people and
But he's not usually in his.
yeah, he's not usually in his quarters. You wanted to sneak in?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to use the dust of disappearance that I have.
Oh, okay.
Sneak away.
All right. How long does it last?
It lasts for 2d4 minutes.
2d4 minutes, so let's go and roll that.
Roll that.
And that'll tell me how many rounds of checks that you get for things. How much you're able to accomplish.
I got 5 minutes.
All right, that's
Honestly, good time.
50 rounds.
A lot of time.
Yeah, you've got plenty of fucking time. Especially in Belwyn speed. Yeah, you've got plenty of fucking time.
So I just want to like find a 5-minute time span where he's not in there. Sneak it off.
Yeah?
And then just
Yeah. So go ahead and give me it'd be stealth with advantage.
double advantage.
You got this, Ellen.
I got for advantage. That's gonna be 24.
24. So I'll say you probably sneak off into your room to throw the dust of disappearance on you.
Yeah.
So you have to head up 2 decks to get to where the captain's quarters are.
If we're going based on rounds, then I'd just be like just
Yeah. I'm mapping in my own brain here, like what obstacles might be in the way.
Okay.
I'll say, just give me a straight. Actually, athletics or acrobatics, and this will be for navigating around the other people aboard
There you go.
without bringing any attention to yourself.
15.
15. Yeah, you're able to squeeze around no fucking problem. Whipping, bobbing and weaving. You make your way up to the captain's quarters, and the door. Make a perception check. Actually, yeah, make a perception check.
Perception puppy.
Perception or investigation, your choice.
Natural 20.
Okay. Which one are you going for?
Perception.
Perception. The door handle is enchanted. You can see the runic carvings on it.
Okay.
The placement of the enchantment looks like it would be where, like, the thumb and forefinger of a hand would grab the handle.
Oh, okay.
I'll say because it's a natural 20, you recognize this is like essentially a keyed arcane lock.
Mm-hmm.
Like think like IRL, it's a biometric door. Like you have to be the right person to open it. But it looks like it is specifically for Captain Zero.
I'm thinking.
I'll say with that same perception check, there is a window on the door, so you can see into the space generally. So like the crew can see if the captain's in their quarters.
I can't open it from the outside.
No, it's a small little like port window.
Port window.
Yeah, like in the door.
Hopping around.
So for you to get to it, you kind of have to climb the door slightly.
Okay.
But it's only about yay big around. It is not big at all. And there is like a little curtain in front of it. I'll say you're able to kind of peer in through it a little.
I could fit myself in through like my small stature.
No, unfortunately. But you do look through that little window just to see what you can see, and there is a larger window on the exterior of the ship that goes to this room.
Oh, that's like that faces the exterior?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it looks like it does have a latch.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I have the Cape of the Mountain back. That lets me use the dimension door. I'm gonna just pop right.
Yeah, you take a moment and like find a good spot, and then just you could
got him with that log, didn't you?
you could take another person with you if you wanted to.
This is solo mission.
Cool. Yeah, you pop in. Immediately you are met with the room, the interior, low light. Like the only light coming in is through the window. There is no bed in here at all. There is a desk that looks to have some sort of control panel affixed into it.
Okay.
And then on one side of the space,
Control panel on one side.
no, so the control panel is on the desk in the center.
Okay.
On one side of the space, there is what could only be described as a stasis pod. It is this metallic, like, circular space in the room that you imagine he maybe charges in, or like this is his sleeping quarters instead of like a regular bed.
Right.
It's very technological.
Okay.
It's like trying to understand something that any of your family made.
Right.
It just you do also see a map on the desk of the ocean that you're sailing around with routes on it. You'd have to get a closer look to ascertain that. You do also see a small wooden box on a small table on the opposite side of the room that is open and has runic carvings and sigils on the inside of the lid.
All right.
Just as a third party, does he see Ovanis on the map?
He'd have to get a closer look to
Yeah. Okay.
So my question to you: how many investigation checks can I do while leaving one kind of action left to
Get the fuck out of Dodge.
It would depend on what you're looking for. Because, like, technically, yes, you can do one check every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
But
But I can't just look at something for 6 seconds. Be like, I understand everything.
right.
So
Like an investigation is also like feeling and touching and manipulating
Right.
things. So if you spend 6 seconds, even on an at 20, if you spend 6 seconds with something, it's not going to give you all the information. So it depends on what you're looking for. Will depend on how much time it takes based off of the roll.
Let me look at this box first.
Okay. This box on the small table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to make an investigation.
Investigation. Oh wow. 26.
26. Of course, it's obviously enchanted
Mhm.
to some degree. The enchantments, you're not entirely sure. But you can see inside the box is immaculately clean. Whereas on the outside, it looks like it's been handled.
Okay.
There's nothing inside the box, though.
How big is the box?
Okay, big.
Big enough for a gun?
That one in particular possibly could have sat in this box before.
Okay.
Are you just just looking at it, or you want to like put something in it and see if anything happens?
Not yet.
Okay, so you do that. You take a look at it. It's evading you exactly what it is, but there is definitely an enchantment on it.
Okay.
Definitely has some. Whatever its functionality is involves something being in it. That's just what you're able to glean from an investigation check.
Something being in it.
Yeah. I'll say make an Arcana check if you want to try and glean any information about the specifics of the enchantment.
Got it. Not too bad. 18.
18, conjuration based. This is a conjuration based enchantment. Conjuration is the school of magic that deals with transportation, banishment, summoning, the movement of things from one place to another via magical means. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you're able to glean.
I'm going to then observe the control panel before doing anything with the box.
Okay. I'll say this one will just be an Arcana check.
A little bit better. 23.
23. Yeah. This. So you've had enough time to learn about the arcane engines on board. This is essentially a master override for them. This is a way that the captain can take full control of the engines rather than the person who works downstairs on them. This is essentially a safeguard in the event of like what is it? Needing to like quickly maneuver. Like say combat breaks out,
Yeah.
the captain can run down here and like move the ship as he needs to quickly instead of using just the helm to turn and like shouting a command. This he can you
What-
see
Are my other options with this?
Uh,
I just said.
yeah, well, so you see specific controls are increased strength, decreased strength, forward, backward, and then cycle left, cycle right.
Cycle meaning.
Cycle meaning you see the indicators with them. Cycle is to have one engine go in reverse and the other engine go forward. So cycling. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then there's a kill button. Essentially, just like kill the engines entirely, like stop them.
Gotcha.
You don't know if it's a one-time thing or a like this is a temporary way to stop the engines. But you know, if you were to press it, it would be very obvious, most likely. Not a complex control panel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go over to the safe spot now.
Okay. So this one I'm gonna say. This one's gonna be another Arcana check, and the DC on this one is high. I'm gonna put it at a 25.
Wow. outside. What's that happening?
I'll say you would get advantage because of your experience being a family member of artificers. Like all of your family is artificers.
Still happening. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. It's not an entire failure.
Yeah.
You are able to surmise that this is not something that was recovered. This isn't Aeorian tech or, any of the other ancient flying cities. This isn't Age of Arcanum. This was handmade by somebody more recently. The designs are very obviously Jameson's.
Okay.
You see in the floor of this little pod are indentions for where Captain Zero's feet would lock in. You see at the bottom plate where like the heel and like sole of the foot would sit, there is what looks like a grate, but upon a closer inspection is just a bunch of recessed pins, like gold pins.
Okay.
Think like a CPU socket.
Yeah.
You see through some of the framework of it, you can see some of the arcane wires running away from that point and into other points around this pod. There is a control panel inside in the back that looks like it has simple like things it can do. There's repair mode, there's charge mode, there's standby mode, there's reprogram mode, there is a shutdown, and a button that you're not sure because it's not marked, but it definitely is a button. No marking or indication as to what this button does.
Reprogram mode.
You do see a reprogram mode. You're not quite sure what it means or how you would even go about programming something. That's a complete, like, that is way out of your wheelhouse. Like, you barely understand, like, the mechanical things that you've learned. Programming intellect into something is beyond your scope. Yeah.
Gotcha. Then there's just a random ass button.
Just a random button.
Yeah, like above table.
There's so many buttons in this room. Like you,
Resist the temptation, though.
There's-
and
there's
you're
so
too
many
OP
buttons in
to
this room.
lose Now.
so many buttons in this room. So many buttons that can be pressed. That gnomish instinct to just test them is like scratching. It's a machine. You can tinker with it.
I'm gonna come back to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the box.
Yeah. You go back to the box.
I'm gonna put one singular gold coin in the box.
Okay. You put it in the box and shut the lid.
Shut the lid.
Okay. You feel like a slight pulse of vibration once the lid fully shuts.
Yeah.
You open it back up.
Yep.
Gold's gone. As you're like unsure of what is that exactly is happening here, you watch the etching glow slightly,
Yeah.
and the lid itself shut on its own.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just shut.
Just that happens.
Yeah.
Can I open it back up?
You open it up, and inside is a small piece of paper that says "Y."
Take.
Um,
I take the piece of paper.
What's your passive?
Perception.
No.
Investigation, insight.
Your passive investigation, I'll say, probably is high enough.
Is a 17.
The handwriting's slightly familiar.
Can I discern what, like, specifically?
May-
Actually, I'm gonna can tell us anything about Captain Zero, Jameson, anything like that. Just, I guess, more general search of anything that could be more discerning of who the fuck this guy is.
There are some bookshelves and things like that around the room, just like in like most ships that you've read about. Captains always have books and scrolls and maps all about their quarters. And Zero's no different. He has books and maps and scrolls all about his quarters, but it's very organized, like very to the point. Everything has a place.
Yeah.
And you can see ways that he's taken precautions to make sure that nothing can move from its place, even in the event of like rocking real heavily in rough storms.
Right.
Yeah, I'll say carrying over the same checks, because you've been rolling fantastic. You're able to find, I'd say, the captain's log. This is like the daily update journal that he
Is this, like,
does.
his most current one?
This is the one that he updates every night.
Flipping through it.
Yeah. He reports on not just y'all, but the other members that have gotten on the ship. Y'all getting on the ship. Open waters, calm seas, no problems. Saw some dolphins and they were interesting. He hasn't marked anything down about Aurora on the ship. Like, that's just not a note that was made in the captain's log. And you start to notice he doesn't like write down every tiny thing that happens.
Right.
But it is strange that that's like a kind of significant thing to happen on a boat. It's just like somebody randomly boarding the ship from open waters. Like, that feels significant, but there's no notation of it. Before then, he speaks on like the day before y'all's arrival, or the day before y'all left. He speaks on the endless endeavor, the vast breath, and the entropic ire are being delivered to Stilben on the morrow. They will distribute the goods as necessary, and the vast breath will transport them back in the same way that the sages and magi of Nirdal Pak made their way to Avanus.
In the same way that they... Okay.
The day before that, it speaks on a disagreement between the Endless Endeavor and one of the deckhands that resulted in the deckhand being thrown overboard. But not before he was ripped in twain.
Okay. Am I able to discern anything else? Basically, I'm trying to discern which code name or which title refers to, or Leviathan. Which one refers to Leviathan?
Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence? 17?
17? You imagine, just because of the sheer brutality of it, that the Endless Endeavor is Leviathan.
Okay.
The naming conventions kind of kick in slightly with that. Leviathan was very much like a war-focused kind of guy,
Yeah.
and war is an endless endeavor.
Yeah.
The woman who was covered in leaves, you imagine, is probably the vast breath of the wilds.
Right.
And then the entropic ire, that one doesn't make sense
But it's...
because entropy doesn't long for anything,
Mhm.
yet they're claiming that this individual is entropy longing for something. And that's where you're like, that one doesn't make sense.
But I know, well, at least that person based on process.
Yeah.
Can I quickly flip to the front of Captain's Log?
Yeah, to the front of this one.
Yeah.
It goes back to the very beginning of the year.
Beginning of the year.
Very beginning of this year, 857. I had to remember. The wording of it is strange. It's not written as if it was something that happened just then.
What do you mean by
the way that things are worded, it's as if Captain Zero is imagining what could have happened on that day. And you start flipping through other ones, and you get towards like the middle of it, round about the time when Jameson came back, and things like that. That's when all the logs start to sound current, as if they just happened.
And that's when Jameson came back, or that's when. And it looks at kind of around the time when the fair was starting to go crazy.
Yeah. You start looking through those, and it's stories from Zero's perspective of what Jameson was doing before he came online. He has no idea the exact things that happened, but he paints them, traveling Exandria and finding others like him and bringing their spark back. Meeting interesting people from all over, and there's different like little drawings in there of like the different types of people that across Exandria. You see Aarakocra, you see Katari, you see humans, you see elves, you see dwarves, just little like caricatures of them. Based off of the notes that you've read of Jameson's own history and what's being painted here, either Jameson hasn't been fully upfront with Zero about everything, or Zero hasn't asked. But he is imagining what Jameson did before he ever got his light back.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's essentially like he counted out the amount of pages in this journal so that the first entry that he put in when he came online matches up date-wise.
Right.
So that he can go back and fill in what happened for the rest of the year prior.
So it's just everything before that point is just it's supposed to look like things are happening.
It's supposed to look like a ship's log.
And then it turns into what he is thinking Jameson's doing before his back comes back on.
Yeah. And
so
then
like, just seeing Jameson almost like
it's like seeing an alternate
I always
universe.
piece this together, but I want to make sure that me as the player is piecing this together.
Yeah, so it's essentially like seeing an alternate universe.
Yeah.
That not Jameson, but Zero has entirely imagined that.
Where he imagines Jameson being a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't say anything necessarily about him being mean or rude or disrespectful. He doesn't necessarily say anything about, like conflict or fighting or crime or anything like that. There is a note. So the log for the day that Canthel died and the other members of the Grove.
Yeah.
That's how you're able to put together that this isn't actual truth.
Right.
Because the day that Canthel died, the day that y'all were told Jameson came back, Canthel died. The notes that are written in there are transporting goods from Sylvan to Rumblecusp.
Like just bullshit.
Yeah. Like this, 80% of these logs are falsified.
Yeah. And there's another percentage of just him being almost subconscious.
Yeah.
And then the rest is what's actually happening.
Yeah.
When does that actually like?
The date.
Yeah, like when it.
I believe it was Brusundar. I don't remember the exact date. I can get you that at another time. But it's
like a month or so ish, maybe.
it's been a few months and then yeah, we're in Quinplar now.
I didn't see
Yeah, sorry. So it was either Brusundar or Sidnestar. I can never remember how to pronounce that one. But one of those 2 months, I can't remember exactly, but I'll get that for you. It's within the week. Like within the week of Pharaoh going crazy is the first true conscious entry in this book. And from then on, it seems like Zero's been on this boat.
Yeah.
He has been sailing this ship since he came online.
Any indication of what his acronym means?
I'll say just make an intelligence check for that.
11.
You're not entirely sure.
Okay.
You can start piecing together some ideas, but none of them make sense.
Mm.
It's like Z can only be one, like a few words.
Yeah.
Like there's only so many words that start with Z, and it's definitely not Zemnian
Yeah.
or Zemniaz or anything like that. Yeah, because you remember him basically mentioning that he's basically from Aor.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not Zemniaz. It's not a different flying city.
Mm.
So it takes you, like, you're kind of just stuck on the first letter, just like, the fuck words start with Z? There's nothing directly in here that indicates
Okay.
what it stands for.
Close, put it right back where it was.
Yeah. As you're putting the book back, you hear the box.
Close. Open.
You go and open it.
Open the box.
Another piece of paper that says, Zero, what's happened? You never sent anything back.
Gotcha.
And that handwriting, it's you've now that you have a second piece of it in front of you and like the information that you do, this is Jameson messaging directly.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
These
These are notes going from Jameson
is
to
Captain's log handwritten.
yes. But it looks like type font. Because, you know, robot.
Everything is okay.
Everything is okay.
I am going to, as best as I can, forge his handwriting to essentially say, like, nothing. Essentially saying nothing, all's well.
Okay. Do you have proficiency with calligrapher's tools?
I
Or
do.
portrait
I
kit?
do. I fucking do.
That one's finally like, you're using all your skills now, man.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
I do. As a part of Kensei monk, I get
That's
what
true.
calligraphers too.
That's
Cool.
true. So I'll say this is going to be intelligence as much as you want it to be dexterity.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is intelligence and your proficiency modifier.
Okay.
And this is
Intelligence plus proficiency.
yeah, and this
Dirty
is
20.
exactly what you needed because this is some difficult handwriting to mimic.
Yeah.
It's machine versus organic. Like
Yeah.
it's there's definitely a difference, but you are a monk. You've literally trained yourself to be a machine, more or less, an
Yeah.
organic machine. And so you take a moment to study it, you pull out a piece of scrap paper and like write a little bit. And your awareness of time,
Yeah.
you're getting close to the end of the invisibility.
Mm.
So you do a couple practice strokes, like the important letters that generally stand out differently.
Yeah.
You do a few practice strokes and it takes you a couple tries to get it, but then you got it. And you go to write out a response.
Yeah. Send it.
What are you responding
I'm
with?
saying, apologies, all's well. Let's say apologies, all's well.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know.
I will say make a deception check for me.
Make a deception check.
He doesn't know that you're lying. He doesn't know that there's a lie happening
Yeah.
here, evasion of truth. But this is essentially to like take away from the fact that a gold coin was just randomly sent.
Right. 18.
18. Gotta pull his character sheet. God, his modifiers. I always love looking at his modifiers. So you slip this piece of paper in, close it. You feel that sense of it sending off. You open it back up.
It says I'm open back up.
Yep, you open it back up. Nothing in it just yet. It sent off what you sent.
Okay.
Couple moments go by. And that anxiety kind of leaves. Just like, okay, cool. Maybe we're good. Okay. Need to get back out of here. Time's running out. Which plan of attack?
Load the grappling hook again. Make sure that's all good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to open the latch to the window.
Okay.
And this leads out to like the ship walls.
Yeah, this is the rear. This is the rear of the ship.
Okay.
So like right above you is the name of the ship, essentially.
Am I on bow or stern side?
You'd be coming from the box. You'd be, I believe, it's stern.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Essentially, is there any sort of like openings within the ship wall, or do we kind of have to just?
From where you're at, it would be tough, but there is a gap where the stairs lead up to the rear castle that kind of like tucks in just this like shadowy little area next to the captain's quarters door that you've seen people sit in before to like get out of the sun.
Sure.
It would be difficult for anyone who didn't have a grappling hook, movable rods, and monk training.
Yeah.
But for you, it's definitely feasible.
Yeah. So I essentially want to. Important question.
Mm-hmm.
Does the window open out or in?
It's one of those like the middle of the pane. It rotates in the middle of the pane. So
Okay.
like.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of like shutter style almost. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm trying to do is squeeze my way out. I'm basically trying to get out, kind of immovable rod my way to the spot where I can kind of like grapple up.
Okay.
And then close the window.
Okay.
Before I leave.
Yeah. So you begin to climb out and you hear the box shut.
May I so dare? I'm gonna quickly before I'm gonna hop back down, pour it in and open it.
Okay. You run over real quick and open it. And there is a full folded like letter.
Read it later.
Okay. You just leave the box open.
I'm gonna leave it as it was.
Yeah.
when I first went in.
Okay.
So
Which it was left. It was open.
okay. So
So you go and you climb. I'll say make an acrobatics check.
go back to natural 20.
Yeah, it's easy for you. You get out the window, one immovable rod, like you're just hanging. No, I wouldn't say you're hanging
So
midair
I'm not so
because the ship is moving.
yeah, and plus also the ship's moving. So
Yeah.
I'm basically like
So I'll say you probably curl out the window and like grab on a ledge.
yeah.
You're able to get the window shut again, and it takes you a second.
Mhm.
Luckily, you've got your tinker's tools are built into your arm more or less to some degree. So you're able to just like flick the latch shut from the outside by slipping in a little blade. And you climb, and then immovable rods, and it takes you like you click that first rod and realize the boat is moving,
Yeah.
and so it's like click.
Like when I was moving back to Kaylin, I guess a couple in-game days ago where I'm just kind of,
Yeah, full on mid-air monkey bars.
and then whenever I get to a spot where it's pretty, I guess, advantageous, I just want to just unclick, grapple hook,
Yeah.
climb up and get into that little like crook.
Oh, I would say so. Stealth check. I would say advantage, but the grapple hook and you landing is going to make some noise.
Okay.
So it's just going to be a straight roll.
Straight self. Another natural 20.
Jesus fucking Christ! Holy shit! Hell yeah! Yeah, you you loose your grapple cannon
Mhm.
and don't even hit anything. It just like kind of goes through the railing a little bit, and you just pull it real quick to like lock it in. Throw yourself in, land deftly. Nobody seems to have noticed your landing, and it's perfect timing too as you see your fingers begin to come back into view.
Okay. Just as while coming back into view, just kind of stow away the grappling hook.
Quickly throw it away. Yep.
And then go back to it.
Yeah. So you kind of like
Yeah.
tuck out from beneath the stairs. I'll say make a deception check
Make a deception check.
to essentially see if anyone is like you weren't there. Yeah.
God, this guy's likes me today. 19.
Jesus. Okay. So yeah, Belwyn, you are a ninja right now. Nobody suspects you at all. And your pocket is thickened with a letter.
So I'm gonna get back to my room. I'm gonna read the letter.
Okay. You pull it out and you inspect it real quick. There's no like writing on the outside of it. There's a wax seal.
Okay.
And you see the crest in the seal is the same as the flag on the ship.
Okay.
You crack it open, begin to read it. The first few words on this I imagine this is Beetle Deedle. And that's where we're gonna end the session. Yeah,
I fucked up.
you were everything there was flawless.
Yeah.
Literally everything there was flawless.
Except for that.
Except until like had you not just sent over a gold coin,
Yeah.
there wouldn't have been any suspicion towards you at all.
Oh,
But
fuck, dude.
but
Good job.
because randomly out of nowhere a
Little gold.
vessel that's supposed to be for passengers and minimal cargo is suddenly sending over a single gold coin. What does that mean?
Yeah.
That's why he's just like, why? And then no response is more alarming than
Right.
a minor alarming response. Like, no response is, okay, there's something wrong.
Fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
So just some not great choices. But naivete.
Everything else was.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, regardless, that was sick.
That was dope. But let's go ahead and do favorite, least favorite, and there's only the three of us left.
Yes.
I
So
know that the end of the session, but I was like, bro.
yeah, it's all right. It happens. It's tomorrow's Monday, beginning of the work week for most people, or school week. So
Spring break. Easy.
yeah, but let's go and do favorites and least favorites, starting off with Danny.
Favorite? No. Probably finally getting to play.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Least favorite? Being tired. And my
Also
back
fair.
hurting.
Also fair. Yeah. Kaden.
Favorite? That heist scene. That was sick.
Your full Ocean's 13. Fucking
Ocean's 1, bro?
Ocean's 1. Yeah, this is like Oceans.
Ocean. Just
The pun that just happened.
Oh.
It's a pun. Yep.
I don't have the least favorite. The second favorite is back for a little bit. So actually, hopefully be back in person for next time.
Hell
Next
yeah.
Sunday.
Hell yeah. I mean, I would hope you're here for next session, because otherwise, how is anyone going to know about the letter?
Right. I'll know about the letter. Above table.
Above table, yeah.
Yeah, no one knows.
Yeah.
Even above the table.
Yeah. Both sessions have ended on a cliffhanger where, like, the bads are aware of y'all being involved
Yeah.
to some degree now. So, it's going to be real interesting once y'all get to the city of Avanis.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
We're screwed.
No, not necessarily. Depends on how you... I feel like depends on the contents of the letter and the choices that are made up until then. Up until the city.
Yeah, you gotta make the letter now.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate that at all. At all. Like I knew he had a like instant communications thing with Jameson, and I was like, I remember seeing something from that Matt Mercer had made for like transporting goods.
Yeah.
It was a wooden box that you just put something in and close it.
Yeah.
And that was something that like the EXU party had to send something to Gilmore. But like the whole box itself teleported. So I'm like, what if it was a little more stable? But yeah, no, I didn't anticipate y'all using it. In all reality, I expected if anyone were to go in there, it would most likely be you or Zelfra,
Yeah.
or like somebody who's a little more magically inclined, or like has knowledge of machines and things like that to understand anything that might be in that room. But you were able to gather like it had some sort of sending function to it.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Favorite thing of this session probably had to be there was a lot of good things, a lot of fun that happened this session. Honestly, Huxley catching a massive fucking tuna.
Yeah.
That
The
was
very beginning of the session, essentially. Just massive fucking tuna. Like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Least favorite?
Everyone disappeared.
Yeah, everyone going, everyone having a dip, but it happens. It's life. We all have jobs until you guys help pay for our bills. I'm just kidding. If you want to, we have ways for you to help us out here. But that's normally in the announcement, so watch the video over again.
one more time.
One more time.
Savannah's not here. What do you mean?
But that is going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much for sticking around. Those of you who did, those of you who watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. We love you. Yeah, that's going to be all for us. So y'all stay happy.
Stay hydrated. Don't fucking forget to smile. I can't do this.
I was going to say,
Don't forget to smile.
don't you dare forget to smile. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. We'll see you all next time. Love you. Bye.